Welcome to another Walter Football video. I'm Charlie Campbell, Senior Draft Analyst, and today I want to get into my predictions for the college football season coming up here. Now, this could get dated quickly if the Big Ten decides to come back, and not really the Pac-12 in terms of the playoff and national championship. But if the Big Ten comes back, then that changes things. So I decided I'll just get into both scenarios here. If the Big Ten does make the comeback and is able to play, and then also if they're not available for the college football playoff. So if they're not available, my top four seeds would be Clemson number 1, Alabama number 2, Oklahoma number 3, and Florida number 4. I think that Florida is really poised to take a big step this year under Dan Mullen. We've seen steady improvement from that program over the first 2 seasons that he's had in Gainesville. I think having a senior quarterback in Kyle Trask is going to make a big difference. From what I've heard, Mullen has the full playbook in use this year, and he hasn't had that since Dak Prescott. So I think Florida, with the way their schedule's shaping up, with Jamie Newman opting out for Georgia, I think Florida has a really good chance of winning the SEC East and going to the SEC title game. I think Oklahoma's going to cruise through the Big 12. I think from a talent perspective, their roster is just so much better than the other teams in the conference. I think TCU is a sleeper that could be a pretty tough team. I think Texas will be tough, of course, for Oklahoma, but I think Oklahoma gets past those teams, and Baylor as well. I don't think the Bears are going to go away. I think they're going to be a quality team this year, but I think Oklahoma ends up winning the Big 12 as they seem to always do. Now, next up, Alabama. I think Alabama's loaded. If there was more of a definitive answer as to what they're going to get out of the quarterback position, then I think you could see them right up there as the favorite to be the national championship. But the defense is loaded. They have tons of skill position talent. You know they're going to be able to run the ball. The offensive line is good. The defensive line is young and talented. They're going to be really tough. So I see Alabama beating Florida in the SEC championship game, but with the Big Ten and Ohio State not available, I think Florida and Alabama get into the playoff. Now, number 1 team, I have Clemson. No-brainer there. I think they're going to cruise to the ACC. There really isn't much serious competition for them in the ACC just yet. Clemson is just so loaded on both sides of the ball, and they have the best quarterback in the nation in Trevor Lawrence. So I see Clemson going undefeated into the playoff. In the playoff and first round, I see Clemson beating Florida. I think Florida could hang with them for a bit, but then Clemson pulls away. And then Alabama over Oklahoma. I think the talent there at Alabama is just be too much for the Sooners. Then in the national championship, I'd have Clemson over Alabama, Trevor Lawrence being the edge there and just having the better quarterback, with otherwise 2 teams that are really talented and almost evenly matched. But I think the quarterback makes the difference. Now, if Ohio State were to be in the scenario here, I would have Ohio State cruising through the Big Ten. I'd have them as the 2nd seed. I'd have Clemson first, Ohio State second, Alabama third, and then Oklahoma fourth. Then Clemson cruise over Oklahoma in the opening round of the playoffs. I would have Ohio State beating Alabama in the semifinal. I think that Justin Fields, if he's given the opportunity to play, is going to take a big step this year. I think he's really going to grow in terms of what he can do on the field and handling the blitz and his ability to hurt defenses through the air. I think just with more experience, he's going to be a better player. So I have Ohio State beating Alabama in the semifinal, and then in the national championship, I'd have Clemson eking it out over Ohio State. I think Trevor Lawrence gives them the edge, but talent-wise, same thing with Alabama. Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State are all just loaded with future NFL players. So I like those teams. I think it's just a question of if Ohio State's in the dance. If not, then I think Florida gets in. Otherwise, I think we're going to be in store for a lot of fun college games this year. I see a lot of good teams coming back and on the rise. So definitely don't sleep on this college football season, even if the Big Ten and Pac-12 and others aren't playing. There's still going to be a lot of really good talent on the field and a lot of really good games. So I'm Charlie Campbell. I'll be back with you soon. Follow me on Twitter at Draft Campbell. Follow Walt on Twitter at Walter Football. Please like and share the video. Please subscribe, and we'll be back with you soon.